Hey there, Manifestors. Thanks for joining me for your intuitive reading. If you're new to the channel, I do my readings based on the 5 human design types. This reading is for Manifestors, and I do my readings with tarot, oracle cards, and sometimes runes. All right, let's get started. So, the first 2 cards I pulled are for your current situation, what's currently going on. Swan Dive. Time to take a deep dive. And Unity came in reversed. Okay, so when this first came out, this Swan card, it made me think of, so I work from home and I take a nap almost every day. And I believe in my nighttime sleep as well as my nap, my midday nap, that I am doing energetic work during that sleepy time. And I'm clearing things and I'm doing things in the astral plane that I don't even know that I'm doing. You know, I don't know if you wake up from, like, you've had plenty of sleep, but you still just feel so tired. To me, that's always a clue that I've been doing a lot of work in my sleep that evening or that afternoon. And there is also a sensation that I relate to it. It is a feeling like you're being pulled under. Like sometimes in the afternoon, if I'm like, oh, I have too much to do, I don't have time for a nap. But it's like my body just starts to shut down. It's like I can hardly keep my eyes open, and I'm being pulled under, like pulled underwater. And it is sort of an intense feeling, but the more that I have learned to surrender to it and just use it, like if I just let it happen, it's actually to my benefit. So whenever that happens, I always say to myself, oh, I'm being called to work. Like, I'm getting called into work. It's my shift. I gotta go. And I just, like, set aside an hour and just, like, I wake up as if it's been 10 minutes and it's been an hour. It's a very deep sleep. And I have no idea what exactly is going on. But anyways, that's what came to me when I saw this Swan card. It's like you need to go to work. You need to go beneath those superficial layers. Go beneath the surface to find deeper understanding. And so when I talk about doing the work in my sleep, I often think there is like an element of forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others, that we need to let go of these pieces so that in our waking life that we can show up more fully and not be so blocked, not carry all this baggage. It's asking us also to, instead of skirting the difficult questions, to really face those things head on and to, it might not, it's not those surface questions, it's not that surface topics, it's, it might be a more challenging, more philosophical, something like that. And you can also, I do a lot of work in my sleep, I believe. but I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing. But you can also do that doing other things. You can do it while you're running or dancing or doing art or meditating, whatever it is that works for you. Okay, coming up with the Unity card reversed. So specifically what you're dealing with when you're diving deep, this helps specify it a little bit. So it feels like you're getting caught up in what separates us. What separates us? Feeling disconnected, feeling lonely. And this makes sense to me, if we think about sort of what's going on right now. I know there's a lot of, physically we're separated. We're feeling very distant from our loved ones and our friends and coworkers, etc. But there's also this separation in that there's such differing views, Some people believe this, some people believe this, and there's not a lot of in between. It's sort of like this versus this. And, it, like when that stuff comes up, like see if there's a charge around like feeling angry around those people. Like it might be something that you're carrying that is, from a long time ago that you can clear when you're doing this deeper work. So a lot of the work here that feels like needs to be done is healing our attitudes and beliefs around separation. A big one for people is feeling alienated in life, but also feeling like we were abandoned by the Creator, by Spirit. If we ever felt let down, like feel in your heart, like what has let you down, and sort of having forgiveness for this. A practice that I use a lot is John Newton's forgiveness work. It's really simple, and it helps us clear up so much baggage from our earlier life, our past lives, our ancestral lineage that we're carrying around that just, feels like you have a bunch of rocks in your backpack. And it's a really easy way to let go of that. So if you don't know John Newton, check him out. He's great. And he does a free call at the beginning of every month. And the free call, you can listen to the replay all month long. You can find it on his website. And all right, so that's that. But yeah, it could be, like I said, meditation. It can be sleep. It can be self-study. Maybe you're reading more personal growth books, spiritual books. Maybe you're, working online with a mentor or a guide or a therapist. All of those things are really good right now to find that greater meaning and to realize that, getting back to, this is the one unity. We are one. We aren't as separate as we sometimes feel. And we're definitely not separate from Source, from Creator, from Spirit. And that is an illusion. And if we can heal that belief, I think it can open a lot of doors. All right, so let's talk about what we're moving away from. I apologize if you can hear like a humming in the background. The landscapers just came through and I never know when they're coming. So I'm just going to try and push through and keep going. It's super annoying, but What are you going to do? All right. So let's talk about what you're moving away from. Whale spirit. Trust the great mystery. This just looks so magical to me. I mean, the ocean really is so amazing to me if I think about it. When I was little, I remember like studying the ocean. I loved blue whales and manatees, and I would rattle off facts about them and you know, draw illustrations of them. I loved it. I loved learning about, you know, the coral and all of the creatures that I remember checking out all these books about these creatures that were so far beneath, you know, the surface of the water. They were really deep in the ocean. They were really hard to find, and hardly nobody except for, you know, divers, marine biologists, get to see that sort of thing. And I just was amazed, and you know, seeing all these interesting creatures. They're so diverse and colorful and unique. I mean, it really just felt, it almost feels like fantasy sometimes when you see some of these creatures. They're incredible. When you think about like bioluminescence, it's so incredible. Nature is amazing. So, all right, enough about that, right? So this talks about sometimes things just can't be known with the mind. You know, it goes beyond it. You have to access something beyond the mind, your soul, your higher self. And whales have been around for so long, and they're considered to be, you know, from a shamanic perspective, keepers of knowledge. You know, they've seen so much. And it's this idea of this, like, this knowledge that you can access, you know, with that deep dive. Just, you know, finding all of that magic there. And another thing to consider is, you know, sometimes it feels like we put something out there like, oh, you know, I really wanted to get this new job or start this new business, or, you know, I was interested in this relationship. And we feel like we put it out there and nothing's happening. Like we're stunted, that it's not going to work out. We're already giving up. And there is a need for trust to know that the seeds of your intentions are being tended to by spirit, by your guides, by your angels. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. It's being built with you and for you, even though you can't see it. So as far as what we're moving away from that fear, that doubt, that mistrust, that, you know, I don't know, I really put myself out there last time and it didn't work out. I'm not going to do that again. Or I shouldn't expect much, you know, it didn't work out last time. You know, do you feel that letdown? Like that is a piece that needs to be healed. That letdown and that story that happened before this present moment that is trying to, like, place the template on this. We don't want to recreate that situation, right? And you know that your ego is just trying to protect yourself so that you don't feel that hurt again. But if we always put the fears from that story on the present moment, it's really hard to stop creating that moment that we don't want. So this is really about trust and having courage and walking away from feeling like nothing's going to work out, having that mistrust, that fear, that self-doubt. And asking yourself what you're really afraid of. Like, are you afraid to fail? Are you afraid to let others down, to let yourself down? Are you afraid to be let down? Are you afraid to be let down by the Creator? Do you have a belief system around that you need to tend to and heal? So that's sort of the message for that. All right, next we'll talk about what you're moving towards. So we have dog spirit here. Be loyal to what you love. So dog spirit talks about, life changing around you, relationships, the dynamics of them are shifting, and, all of that can change, but the one thing you need to know is that Spirit, Creator, your guides, your angels, fairies, whatever you believe in, they love you, they support you, they're there, they're always there, no matter how anything else changes. And it's a reminder, really, to, when you know that they're always there, you can have more of that trust, that trusting in the magic, trusting in the mystery, trusting that we're all one. And the next card out is the Green Woman, and she is, she's a great card for manifestors because she has this untrammeled creativity and natural magic abilities, and just really, really creative. There's a lot of initiating energy, which is you, which is absolutely the manifestor design type. Initiators, the visionaries, right? So this is about embracing your talents and abilities and starting to gain some self-confidence. So being able to trust in spirit and trust in yourself, of really what you got going on is something special, and keep going with it. You're creating something really cool. You have that ability to initiate and start something really exciting. And to remember that, you should feel really pulled to do what you're doing, being pulled to what you're initiating. You need to, you should be excited. Do what you love, and do what you love. Be surrounded by people you love. Know that guides have your back. But yeah, you're moving towards starting to build something. She almost has her hands in this little house shape. To me, it's like this builder energy, like building a house. Adding somebody new to the family, maybe a pet, a big fluffy pet. But yeah, it could be anything. But it's really about, once you have asked the deep questions, you've done that internal deep dive, and you've come out with that wisdom, that trust in the mystery, that courage, then you're so free. You're so free to create, have a good time, and, do something that's worth doing in this lifetime, that you enjoy doing, and ideally helps others. I'm sure it will. Well, that's your message for this week. Thanks for joining me. Please leave comments below. I'd love to hear from you and see, how this resonated with you. And I will see you next time. Take care.